Good evening to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and especially our distinguished political leader, the Honorable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and our UNC family. Thank you so very much for joining us for another virtual report as we hold this corrupt, criminal, and dictatorial Rowley government to account. This brutal authoritarian administration, in their quest for political conquest, has bullied, insulted, and talked down to the people of Trinidad and Tobago at every opportunity. We in the United National Congress continue to hold this corrupt and dictatorial government to account. In October, we began our People's Revolution in response to this government's dangerous, totalitarian, and authoritarian policies and actions. A revolution has begun against a failing health system, a galloping dictatorship. A revolution has begun against joblessness, homelessness, and hopelessness. And a revolution has begun against the property tax. Our revolution has now continued into and as the People's Revolution. This evening, our hearts go out to the hundreds of families who have lost their loved ones, who have perished under the heavy weight of incompetence and mismanagement displayed by this brutal government and their team of propagandists in our country's battle against the COVID-19 pandemic. Dictator Rowley and his propaganda team continue to blame the citizens. My brothers and sisters, close to 2,000 people have died, and no one has been held accountable. No commission of inquiry has been established. Now we are hearing of a daily number of over 500 cases every day for the last 4 to 5 days from the same propaganda team. Brothers and sisters, we hope and pray that these numbers are not being manipulated and skewed to suit their narrative and their ultimate diabolical plan and agenda. Maybe it is to declare a second state of emergency after the Tobago House of Assembly election on December the 6th. We shall wait and we shall see. This evening we would like to address what we call PNMs, sleeper cells, of friends, supporters, and associates who have been given sensitive, crucial, and critical positions of influence and decision-making in the country's state apparatus. The aim is essentially to exercise absolute control and complete domination over our nation. Every independent institution under our Constitution has been hijacked and assaulted by this corrupt, brutal, dictatorial, and wicked Rowley-led government over the past 6 years. Dictator Rowley has used the offices of state to influence their handlers and occupiers, to have certain individuals appointed to high office as this dictator seeks to dismantle and impose a brutal dictatorship on the backs of the people of this great country. My brothers and sisters, one only has to look at the goings-on at President's house to fully grasp the extent of the gravity of the challenge we face as a nation and society to our democracy, to the rule of law, to the principle of the separation of powers, and to our very freedom and liberty. The President's house has now been converted into a virtual sub-office of Balize House. Today, the President of our nation has bluntly refused to account to the public for her unconstitutional and illegal actions, and has converted the office of the President into a virtual party branch of Balize House. The President, whose office has now become the virtual handmaiden and plating of the current PNM government, is still to tell the country why she received a merit list from the Police Service Commission and later return it to the same Police Service Commission. Who withdrew the list, Madam President, and why? And on whose instruction was the list withdrawn? Why did the entire Police Service Commission resign in total chaos and confusion? Why was Dictator Rowley writing to the Police Service Commission last year to say he had lost confidence in Gary Griffith? On what constitutional authority did the President return the merit list to the former Chairman Bliss C. Prasad? And where has that list gone, Bliss? Why did the President not disclose this information to the court? And as a former Court of Appeal judge, she ought to have known the rules of full disclosure. Why did the President breach Section 23(4) of the Constitution by not forwarding to Parliament the list for acting Commissioner of Police for its consideration, as she's constitutionally mandated to do? Who was the unnamed high public official mentioned in Roger Kewal Singh's resignation letter, who allegedly and unlawfully interfered in the business of the Police Service Commission at President's house, either on the 11th or the 12th? Brothers and sisters, why are there so many different versions about the events and dates when these events transpired? Which version is true? Which version should the public believe? All the matters in which the President features center stage have not been answered. Yet Dictator Rowley and his appointed, elected PNM President want this country to forget these significant issues as if they never happened. And then, brothers and sisters, we have what is called these sleeper cells of friends, supporters, and associates who have been appointed to serve in very sensitive and critically important offices and institutions under our Constitution. Where did they come from? How were they selected and identified? Who recommended these individuals to the President? And did the President conduct any proper due diligence on these individuals prior to their appointments? Brothers and sisters, let us briefly examine the two recent nominees to the Police Service Commission and who were recently approved by a simple majority in the Parliament by the PNM. Where did the President find Maxine King? Who recommended this individual to the President? what due diligence was conducted on this individual by the president? What we do know is that Maxine King is a wealth manager at First Line Securities Limited. And First Line Securities is the collateral agent in developing the Bacolet estates owned by the Chinley family, along with Inez Investments Limited. Now, Inez Investment Limited is run by one Mr. Alan Warner, who just happened to be the longtime business partner of Keith Christopher Rowley. This is the same Alan Warner of Warner Construction, of Landate fame or notoriety. The same Warner who purportedly subcontracted or was subcontracted by Parks International to construct the Prime Minister's official residence in Blenheim, Tobago. Brothers and sisters, Keith Rowley and Alan Warner were the only two directors of Alma River Ventures Limited, now known as Alma Farm Limited. Alan Warner has now become a mega contractor between 2015 to the present under the stewardship of the Rowley government. Did the president coincidentally selected someone with close ties to Keith Rowley's longtime business partner and best friend, Alan Warner? The president must explain how she came up with Maxine King's name for the Police Service Commission in the first place. Or was this name sent to her by some high official, public official that is? What due diligence, if any, did the president conduct on this individual who clearly has a conflict of interest as a now sitting member of the Police Service Commission? Is this individual member a member of a sleeper cell of the PNM and has now awoken? And then there is another person called Maxine Atong, whose CV and past conduct leaves one in no doubt as to where her loyalty lies. What we do know is that this individual was the former president of HERMAT, the Human Resource Association of Trinidad and Tobago, and was seen in a photograph, literally touting and soliciting for work with a government minister, former government minister, probably for HERMAT, probably for her own firm rather. We ask then, and we repeat now, Maxine Atong, tell us, tell this population how many contracts, if any, you have received from the state, including government ministries, state enterprises, statutory authorities, and other state agencies. We know from our own admission, from her own admission, that she has done work for the National Gas Company and the National Petroleum Company. We ask the question, which other state companies have this individual done work for? Brothers and sisters, we understand that this individual is also a card-carrying member of the ruling People's National Movement. Could this lady deny or confirm whether this is true? Her recent Facebook post in which she entered the political gale by uttering a slew of divisive and racially charged statements against the UNC, and in particular members of the UNC who happen to be of African origins, is cause for alarm and profound concern. Yet the president, in the face of these divisive statements, nominated this most unsuitable individual to sit on an autonomous, independent, quasi-judicial, and constitutionally entrenched Police Service Commission. And then you have persons like a former independent senator. This individual was appointed by a former president. He was very aggressive, openly aggressive, and anti-government when he occupied senatorial appointment and his seat. Brothers and sisters, this was during the period 2010 to 2015, under the reign of the People's Partnership Administration. This same so-called former independent senator hosted a political meeting at his Marval home for Keith Rowley in the run-up to the 2015 general elections while sitting or serving as an independent senator. Is this true, Mr. Ian Roach? Can you confirm or deny this serious matter? And for your kind political service to the PNM, were you rewarded the chairmanship of the Equal Opportunity Commission? I am asking a question. Is this true? Can you confirm or deny whether you are the current chairman of the Equal Opportunity Commission, Mr. Roach? And then we have somebody called Anthony Vieira. He's an independent senator. He has filed a motion in the Senate against all opposition senators. Can you believe that? Anthony Vieira has now entered the political Gael, and you have now to fully expose yourself to the powerful headwinds of the politics. We in the UNC find your motion to be silly, frivolous, vexatious, baseless, and without any parliamentary merit. This individual appears to be now clearly acting as a pawn in Rowley's anti-democratic playbook. Why would a senator, an independent senator, want to silence the voices of the opposition, brothers and sisters? We are elected. We were elected. Over 309,000 citizens voted for the United National Congress. Who voted for you? Honorable Anthony Vieira. Brothers and sisters, Senator Anthony Vieira, I want you to clarify a matter for the public. We want you to clarify whether you are serving two masters at the same time, the Prime Minister and the President. Are you not conflicted? Is it ethical and moral for you to affirm your independence while at the same time serving on a cabinet-appointed subcommittee? Could the Honorable Senator Vieira confirm or deny whether you have served and or continue to serve as the chairman of a cabinet-appointed subcommittee and is in receipt of a monthly stipend of some $5,000 per month? Is the name of the cabinet-appointed subcommittee Air Services to oversee bilateral and multilateral air transportation agreements for Trinidad and Tobago? Is this Honorable Senator the chairman of the Standing Negotiating Committee on Air Services Agreement? Is this true? We want Senator Vieira to clear the air on this matter. Is this not a cabinet-appointed committee? If this is true, are you not conflicted? And if you are, should you not tender your resignation forthwith as an independent senator? Honorable Senator, you cannot serve two masters at the same time. We in the UNC issue this warning to this individual and others. Those who live in glass houses should never throw stones. And all those who choose to enter the political Gael will be attacked with full force. We in the UNC will not be distracted by the antics of individuals who have literally become pawns in dictator Rowley's parliamentary games. Those who have chosen to enter the political gael must be prepared to receive the political blows as such adventure carries. If you do not want to be seen as being openly partisan, stay in your section, but in your crease, or else it will be political bois. And for Dictator Rowley, your political days are numbered. You have been unmasked. You are a political hypocrite and a modern-day kleptocrat. Your ties with your business colleague in Tobago, Alan Warner, will be revealed, fully revealed. Your links and ties will be exposed. By the way, what is your link and ties to the Bacolet Estates Limited and Inez Investment Limited? You want to tell us? Let us know what is your relationship with these companies and the individuals in those companies. By the way, I have a question for the director of the Financial Intelligence Unit as I come to a close. Did the FIU deregister in December of 2018 the following companies? Bacolet Estates Limited, owned by the Chinley family. EMTI Development Company Limited, owned by the Chinley family rather. And something called Minister Bay Hotel Limited, owned by the Chinley family. Well, brothers and sisters, the last time I checked, it was December of 2020. All of these companies are actively engaged in business transactions and business activities. So how can the FIU deregister them? You can only deregister a company and make them a deregistrant if they are not or any longer actively involved in business. These companies are actively involved in business, yet still you deregister them in December of 2018. So 2018, you deregistered them in December. The whole of 2019, they have submitted no information to you as the FIU. In 2020, no information to you as the FIU. And come 2021, no information on their operations to you as FIU. FIU director, you have questions to answer. Because these companies are alive and they are active. And you must explain to the population what due diligence you conducted before you deregistered and made them deregistrants in 2018. A word to the wise is enough. We await your answer, Director of the Financial Intelligence Unit. As I close, I want to tell the Prime Minister, who poses as a beacon of integrity, I want to remind him this evening, like I reminded some others earlier on, those who live in glass houses, do not throw stones. You will be unmasked. The population will see you for what you are, a modern-day buccaneer, a modern-day pirate, and a modern-day kleptocrat. You run a government led by thieves and liars. That is the government that you run. But we will force you, we will ensure through our actions and through our revolutions, our revolution, the people's revolution, you are held accountable to the people of this country. So, brothers and sisters, the UNC represents your interests. The UNC is defending and standing up for our democracy, for your democracy. The UNC is defending your freedom and your liberty. so that we can all have national liberation in this country called TNT. We will soon see the back of the PNM. You have to stand with us. You have to rally with us. We have to do it together in the context of fighting one common struggle to get rid of an oppressor, a dictator, an exploiter, an authoritarian, and a totalitarian. My brothers and sisters, the future belongs to you. The future belongs to us, the people of this country, regardless of race, region, ethnicity, station, geography, or religion or region. Trinidad and Tobago belongs to all of us. So in closing, stand firm, stand tall, never retreat, never surrender, go forward, forward ever, backward never. Long live the UNC, long live the people of TNT, long live our great political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Forward ever, backward never, forward ever, backward never, forward ever, backward never. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Good night.